Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today we are going to make a flashlight type of card with this piece of acetate, and I'm going to freehand draw a flashlight because I don't have a flashlight stamp or die or anything like that. And then we're going to make it be one of those like peekaboo flashlight cards. And so I only have these for stamp sets for Halloween stuff. So I haven't really 100% decided if I'm going to use part of this one or, and yes, I realize this is Christmas mice, but I was thinking of stamping this on the card and writing boo with one of these or maybe two of these. And then these are my little Halloween stamp set that I have. And so I was kind of thinking of setting up like a trick-or-treating scene. This house is a very old Stampin' Up! Stamp, but the only difference is that it's red rubber. These are all red rubber that I have here. They're random stamps. I think these are like those ones you used to be able to get in the dollar bin at Michael's or whatever. So I think I'm going to try to stamp this house and then see what else I can do with it because oh, it'd be fun if I could do some stamp surgery and put this trick or treat on there, huh? That would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know if these are big enough. I don't think they are. Oh, they look too small. So yeah, that's a bummer. I guess I could freehand draw a little talking bubble and not use this. So first things first, we are going to draw a flashlight. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to round the corners because I want my flashlight to be pretty big. So I'm thinking this is too big though, because if it's going to go this way, I guess it's not too big. So I'm going to do this. And then I'm just going to get a pencil. That's not a pencil that has. Okay, here's a pencil with a point. So we're just going to come in like this. Come in like this. That should be a little straighter. And I am going to cut this. So we're gonna want our flashlight to go a little bit longer than that. And I'm going to color this with some Copic markers after I'm done with it because it doesn't, I can erase this too. All right. So then my flashlight handle is going to come down like this. Is that long enough? Ooh, that's not really big. Okay. Okay, well that'll be sufficient, I suppose. Just go a little bit longer. If I wanted to be specific about this, I could have, I suppose I could have done like used a ruler and stuff, but I'm just going to cut this out with some scissors. Kind of round the bottom here so it looks like a flashlight. And when you're fussy cutting, if you want the lines to be straighter, you should move the paper as opposed to your scissors. It usually gets better results and you don't get those little, see, like I didn't move the paper there, I moved the scissors. But it usually gets rid of these type of little jaggedy spots, I've noticed. So we'll do that. It doesn't look symmetrical exactly, but I think it's okay. And then we'll use my super cool $100 bill eraser. I've had this eraser for forever and just recently started using it on crafting projects. I think it was kind of like a gag gift from somebody. All right, so we're going to do this. And it's pretty well cleaned off. All right, now that my flashlight's messed up. All right, good enough, I guess, right? All right, so there's that. And I am going to, we're going to color, I have a Y 1.2. We're going to color this part of it. Actually, maybe I should color the flashlight part first. Let's do the handle of the flashlight in these two colors. We'll do a lighter gray and a dark gray. So the flashlight can start like this. And I think the back part of it will just be lighter. Maybe it'll have some stripes. All right, we'll go down like this. There's really no scientific. And that was CG5, and this is RG3 that I'm going to do here. Well, maybe I should do some more CG. I just realized it's not very straight across there. All right, we'll just go like this for our flashlight handle. And then we'll go in with our RG3, just kind of make the handle look a little bit different. Does that look like a flashlight? I don't know. Let's put a couple stripes across there. All right, that looks good. Maybe we will get our black, which is the K one, and we'll put a circle on here for that. That's the dot to turn the flashlight on. All right, and then we're going to go over the rest of it with the yellow. We'll do the Y1.2. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. We're just making it look like a flashlight. And if you're wondering, I really enjoy my Copics. These aren't Copics. OLO Markers, sorry. I've never had any Copics. That was the point of what I was getting at. I've never had Copics to really compare them to. I have like 2 or 3 Copics that I got on clearance at Michael's. But I don't really have anything to compare these OLOs to, but I really enjoy them. And it's cool that you can kind of like customize, what you're going to take with you if you're on the go. And I do frequently craft on the go because I have 2 kids in sports and we travel quite a bit. So I enjoy that facet of these markers. And I have not run out of ink in any of these yet, but if you do, you just replace the little half of the pen that you run out of ink in. So that's a pretty cool feature, I think. Does anyone else have any experience with OLO markers? And do they love them like I do? That was Y1.2. And that is our flashlight. Perfect. It is done. We'll get back to that later. Get all these things put away really quick. When I say put away, I just mean put away, like as in moved off screen. All right, so now we have this. And we are going to set up our stamping because we are definitely going to use these guys here. And I'm thinking we're definitely going to use that house. So because the house and the house is red rubber, I'm going to have to stamp the house first. And then I'll put the pad back in the MISTI. All right. We will stamp that first, and then we will get back to the other little people in their little costumes, and we will stamp those next. All right. All right, because we are stamping on acetate, we're going to want to use the StazOn ink because this is a solvent ink and it stamps well on non-porous surfaces. Fun fact, when I got married, I made these cool little coaster things for the wedding guests as party favors, and I stamped them onto ceramic tiles with StazOn ink. And I barely used this StazOn ink, but I did re-ink it last time I used it, so hopefully it has enough ink in it because it seems like it sucks the ink up like crazy. But I did take the pad out of my MISTI, so we're going to stamp this down. And we're going to stamp the house. Let's see. All right, well, let's see. It stamped pretty well. I kind of thought it would do a better job, but I guess it doesn't want to today. Now, the tutorial that I saw for this technique, I did see that the creator, she made a template on paper so she could kind of like draw some trees and stuff like that. I'm not doing that, but one of the things she did say was when you do your stamping, to make sure you're at least a quarter inch away from the edge of the acetate, because you have to fold the back panel over the front so that you can kind of make like a pocket for the... All right, I think we're done stamping that house. That house is as good as it's going to get for now. It looks a bit spooky, but I also double stamped it. So let's see if we can wipe that off or something. Does it look bad or does it look okay? Card must have gotten back down there when it wasn't in the right spot. I'm not a fan. I think I'm going to redo this. Pause. All right, we're back. New chunk of acetate. And we're going to try this again. And I'm going to push it down, so hopefully if I do an even transfer, it will be clean. Boop. Oh no, it did not come out clean. I really think I need to re-ink this pad again, because it's getting a horrible, like it's not even in the same spot that the transfer is being bad. So let's try one more time to ink it up. And I have the acetate piece right back there in the corner. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's try this. Maybe the pressure tool wasn't enough pressure. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. All right. That is how I'm going to leave the house for now because I am going to stamp my little trick-or-treaters, I believe. Yes, we're going to stamp the trick-or-treaters now. I'm going to take the house off of here because I will clean it as soon as I'm done stamping these guys. But we're going to take this out of here. I'll just clean this up with some black Copic marker or black Olos, and if we feel like it needs it, because I want this to turn out really cool. So I think what I'm going to do, because I'm going to color these guys, is I'm going to do the witch and I'm going to do the pumpkin, I think. And then I'm going to put trick or treat as a sentiment up towards the top. I do kind of want to do a bat. So I just thought about that. I should do some bats. Actually, let's see how these guys fit. If I do, I'm going to also draw some grass along the bottom. Well, it looks like we have space for 2 trick-or-treaters. So I don't want the trick-or-treaters to face each other. So I think we're going to do Pumpkin Kid and Unicorn Kid. All right, and there's no bat in here. So we are going to stamp these. And literally, I'm just figuring this out as I go. Because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I've never done this type of card before. I've seen tutorials for it several times, and I thought it was super cool. So that is why we are trying it. All right. We are going to get some stays on this here and see how this turns out. All right, let's stamp this down really quick. Oh no, I must need to ink that up again. Let's see. Let's put that right there. And I'll be back in a brief moment after I re-ink this. All right, I'm back. And I have re-inked this. Let's see how this goes now. Hopefully it is better. Well, it's definitely inking these guys up better. Let's make sure this is in the right spot so we don't mess it up. Okay, it feels like it's in the right spot. Alrighty, cover this up so it doesn't dry out. I swear I always do this, but I don't know how it dries up so fast. I'm gonna pressure tool this down. And what the heck? Does Stays On not like to re-stamp or something? What the heck is going on here? Well, that's frustrating. Do I need... Alright, we will try one more time to re-ink up these stamps. And I expected this to go a lot smoother than this. This is not what I expected to cause issues on this card. Alright. Alright, let's see. Alright, buddies. Let's see if you can be inked up good. Well, I did get a little bit of double stamping, but I think it's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Alright, so we are going to let this dry for a little bit. And then I will... Oh yeah, I was going to stamp some bats on it. Let's see, what do I have here for bats? Well, that's a spider. I wonder if I could stamp just that spider. I kind of like that. Let's try it. Let's do some stamp surgery. Because I kind of don't like the stamp I don't like the spider on the witch hat anyways. So, let's do some surgery. Alright. Pull this off of here completely. And very carefully cut this off of here. Remember, if you still want to use the stamp as it was intended, you can always just put it back. That's the cool thing about these clear stamps. You can just put them back how they were intended to be if you want to use them how they were intended to be. Because, I might want to use this how it was intended. All right, we are cutting. Why are you causing me problems, little spider? There we go. Okay, good enough. All right, this is going to be funny. We're going to stamp this right here and take this way. All right. I'm going to take these little kids off of here too because I don't want them to smudge this anymore. And then we are going to alrighty. Gotta get some more ink on here. Alright, let's try. Oh, I gotta move my magnet to the other corner. And here we go with the spider. Let's see how spider turns out. Spider turned out pretty cool. I like him. That's pretty sweet. And what about some bats? What are we thinking? Yeah, the bats might be too big for the scale of this. What do you think? Yeah, probably too big. Alright, well, we'll just do this. I feel like it might need something else, but we'll just give this a try. I'm going to let this cool off, or like dry a little bit, because you can tell it's still a little bit tacky. But, alright, we're going to try, we're going to draw some grass on the bottom. You can't really see the grass. Yeah, you can't really see that. I have to go darker. Let's try this one. BG 2.4, see if that one shows up. Okay, you can kind of sort of see it. But I am going to take the yellow that we had before, and I'm going to color inside the windows of the house. Very carefully. Oh, it's not dry yet. All right, yeah, we're going to give this some time to dry because I don't want to mess up my OLO markers. Yeah, let's give this a little more time to dry. All right, we shall be back. One of the things that the other creator I saw do, she went over this with her anti-static powder tool to kind of like dry up the ink because it is kind of a sticky ink. So I'm going to try that. And I did just make a giant mess. But now it's not as sticky. So I'm hoping that I can do some more coloring on this because my kids are going to be home from school soon. And if I wait until they are home, the house will be noisy. And I don't want to be unable to film because my kids are too noisy. So, all right, this is still sort of like leaching. So I guess it's not dry all the way. All right. I guess it doesn't matter, honestly, if there's, if I do the doors and or the windows and stuff, because I am going over this with yellow, or the, whatever, the flashlight's yellow. So, it doesn't really matter. I get the black off there. I don't know why it's coming off like that. All right, but then we also need an orange. Oh, that's a good orange for the pumpkin. We need a pumpkin orange. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess. Also getting everywhere. Guess I have to be really careful. I do think because it's Halloween, I'm going to try to make like kind of like a gray background for the sky, so it's kind of like a foggy evening, because let's be honest, we all know that it's Halloween is much more spooky when it's foggy out. So I think I'm gonna use, after I'm done with everything, I'm gonna go over the back and like kind of like do kind of like clouds in this cool gray one, because it seems like it's a pretty good light one. Maybe mix it up with a little bit of this, the cool gray 5, and what else do I need? I need to do this unicorn girl. What color should she be? I think she should be pink. We're gonna do her in like a hot pink. My daughter's actually super excited because she is going to be a butterfly unicorn princess for Halloween. We ordered her costume, and when it came in the mail, she was super excited. She saw the costume at Sam's Club, but then when we finally decided it was time that it was appropriate to buy costumes, aka we assumed that the kids wouldn't change their minds again, costume was gone from Sam's Club. Like, it was all sold out in her size. So we ordered it. It came in the mail, and she was ecstatic. She was like, "This is the best ever." She was so happy. So I'm glad she did not try to change her mind, because we had obviously already ordered her costume. All right. I don't know why this is. The other creator I saw, she colored hers with alcohol markers too, and hers didn't seem to do this. So I'm not exactly sure why, but it did not, and this is annoying me that it's like the ink is leaching. But it is what it is, and we're just going to use this one. I used V2.4 on the unicorn's horn. We're going to use this on the mane. Try not to make too much of a mess. The pinky purpley unicorn. Let's see. Oh man, that leached a lot. All right. So we're done with that one. I'm not going to bother painting the kids' like feet or arms or anything like that, because it's just making a mess. Like, it's all just being a disaster with the ink situation. But I'm going to do this to make more grass. All right, that looks pretty cool. And now I'm going to try to do some like kind of like some fog. And probably you won't see much of it on the card how it is right now. It looks like this one's showing up a little bit more than the other one did. These markers make an annoying noise on the acetate. Let me do this. All right. There is, I thought there was one more. Oh, there is a couple more grays. All right, so we'll do this warm gray 3. We'll make some more. Kind of sounds like a spooky Halloween noise, doesn't it? All right, I'm curious to see if this is going to look like fog or what it's going to look like when we're done. All right, we're going to do this. And honestly, I do have quite the collection of grays, because I didn't know what colors I would need. Like, when I bought my markers, I just kind of, ordered a bunch of stuff that there were colors that I thought I would use in cards, because a lot of these markers, like a lot of markers, in my experience, all look darker when you draw them. So I wanted to get stuff that would actually show up and stuff. Oh, you know what? They don't have their trick-or-treat buckets. Oh, well. And also, I didn't stamp a sentiment. Should I try to go over it and write boo? Or should I stamp it with a trick-or-treat sentiment? I guess I could stamp it with trick-or-treat and see how that works out. All right. So let's do this. Let's do trick-or-treat. Right about here. All right. The trick-or-treat is going to go right there. I'm going to take off this spider first, and then we're going to see if the trick-or-treat looks like it's lined up pretty well. All right, we're going to put this down here, put this down here. We are going to stamp on this acetate. I wonder if having heavyweight acetate, like the embossable kind, I wonder if that would make a difference with how the, because this is literally a transparency. It's, I don't know. I don't know if there's like the acetate makes a difference. If anybody's tried this, let me know if the type of acetate you use makes a difference, because honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have never attempted this before. It didn't work very well. Oh no, it didn't go down in the right spot again. Shoot. Okay. Let's try to wipe that off before it dries. See if we can get that off. Well, I do have one thought on what I can do. So we're going to keep this. And then we are going to, this is how we're going to salvage this. Because at this point, I don't want to give up. So we are going to stamp this onto a piece of regular cardstock. And we're going to just, all right, we're going to use this on, use regular VersaFine Onyx Black ink. But I think I should probably wipe this off first if I can. Yeah, sort of. Okay. All right. Stamping on this. Cool. All right. And I'm going to trim this down so it's more the size of just the sentiment. I can use scissors, or didn't stamp very straight, did it? Oh well. Okay. All right, so we're just going to do it like that. All right, and then I'm going to glue this to the acetate with double stick tape because I don't want to mess up my cool drawing. I should have stamped little trick-or-treat buckets for these guys. Oops. Oh well. Well, maybe they're just going to get tricks because they didn't come prepared to get treats. But that's that. All right.